What's up, Xand? You don't look quite yourself.
I don't feel myself, Chris, to be honest.
Why not?
I thought it was because I was hungry, and then I thought maybe it was because I missed you. But you're here and I still don't feel right. It's a bit of a mystery, really.
Well, don't worry, Xand. It sounds like a classic case for our first ever Mind Booster.
We need your help figuring out some stuff about emotions. So sometimes it's quite hard to figure out, are we happy or are we sad? Has anyone felt that way?
Yeah. Sometimes when you get surprised with something that you don't want and you don't know whether you're feeling happy about it or you don't feel very good about it.
You wake up and maybe you could have a mood on.
And what's it like having a mood on?
Miserable.
I want to show you something now that I think can really help figure out how you're feeling and why you're feeling that way. And I'm going to show you the mood diary. So what I want you to do is go through the last 5 days, think about all the different emotions you've experienced, and also try and think about anything that happened or anything that you did that made it better.
Usually, a mood diary includes time, date, sadness level, your thoughts, and what might be a different way of thinking about things.
How are you doing with your mood diaries?
Very good.
Have they helped?
It helped me realise that even if you're in a bad time now, you can remember it's not always that bad.
I was walking to school on Thursday and I tripped over my packed lunch, and at the time I felt really embarrassed, but then when I wrote it down I actually giggled at it. It was quite funny.
Sometimes when you speak to people about your feelings, you can sometimes feel embarrassed, and writing it down privately can make you feel better because it's like you're talking to someone, but it's just staying between you. So letting them emotions out really helps.
So mood diaries are a really good way of keeping track of how you're feeling, figuring out what things might have made you feel good or feel bad, and what things made you feel better. They're also a useful way of organising your thoughts so you can share your problems with someone you trust, maybe a friend or an adult.
Why do we like it when people are nice to us?
Because it makes you feel good about yourself and you feel like you're not worthless.
It makes you feel great, doesn't it?
Because it feels like people respect you.
I want to hear some stories about when somebody was upset, what you did to make them feel better. And I'll put your answers on this heart.
Once my sister was very ill, so with my own pocket money I bought a toy for her and it made her feel nicer.
That's really lovely.
Once my sister was at hospital, so me and my dad were making a show for her and she kept laughing and it made her forget about what was happening.
That's really, really nice. So when you're helping someone out, you're being generous, caring, thoughtful and kind.
It's lovely to be kind to other people, but you know, we also need to be kind to ourselves.
Often when we're not feeling great, we can be really hard on ourselves. We might be cross with ourselves when we make a mistake, or tell ourselves we're being silly for being upset. Why do you think that we are kinder to other people and sometimes not as kind to ourselves?
Because we know when someone's in need, but we don't really know when we're in need.
That's a really good answer.
If you're feeling sad or angry at yourself, a great way to overcome this is through meditation. Sit somewhere calm, close your eyes, and really think about how you're feeling. If you find you're blaming yourself, think, would I blame a friend if they were feeling this way? Well, chances are you wouldn't. So instead of being mean to yourself, be kind.
Now slowly open your eyes. How did that feel?
Well, sometimes I hurt my brothers and I know I've let my mum and dad down, so I feel really guilty and sometimes I cry. But just then I told myself that it's okay to make mistakes and everyone does it.
I love that, absolutely. It's not easy being kind to yourself, but when you keep on doing it, it gets much, much easier. Now, who would do that again?
Today's Mind Tip is pet power.
Oh, you lovely one. Spending time with pets is a great way to feel better. Studies have shown that contact with our furry friends is proven to reduce cortisol, a hormone which is a sign of stress and anxiety. And the pets will have a great time too. So it's win-win.
Can anyone describe to me what the feeling of being anxious is like.
You feel very frustrated.
A bit angry and a bit scared.
You can feel like really under pressure.
That's spot on.
When you start feeling anxious, you can find it harder to breathe. As you start to feel panicky, you try to breathe deeper and quicker than normal.
This is called hyperventilation. It means that the amount of carbon dioxide in your blood starts to fall, and that leaves you feeling dizzy. Sometimes it can cause chest discomfort because your body releases adrenaline, making your heart beat faster. Everyone feels anxious at some point. If you feel this way, here are 3 simple things you can do to help yourself. Number 1, slow your breathing down.
You'll feel your heart rate come down and you'll start to calm down.
I feel like I'm breathing out all my worries.
Number 2, distract yourself.
Just go do something that you like to do that will take your mind off it. I could play a game.
What sort of games do you enjoy playing?
Stuck in the mud.
Any kind of running around is not only a great distraction, but also it makes your body release endorphins, which make you feel happy and less anxious.
Number 3, talk to someone.
You're kind of letting other people know so they can help you, and it feels good.
And one more thing to help reduce anxiety, today's Mind tip, sleep.
Get a good night's sleep. When we're tired, everything is harder to deal with. And the way to do it is to get up and go to sleep at roughly the same time each day. Read a paper book before you go to bed, and don't have any screens in your bedroom. Charge your phone in the kitchen. Good night.
Dear Big Xand, sorry to bother you. I just wondered if we could talk. I felt a few things get on top of me recently. Lots of love, Mini Xand. Oh no, he sounds really worried. I want to help Chris, but actually, this is really freaking me out. I mean, what if I say the wrong thing? What if I make it worse?
Well, don't worry, Xand. Today's Mind Booster is going to be right up your street.
Phew.
Talking to someone else is good if you're feeling low. But do any of you know what to do when one of your friends comes to you and confides their problem in you?
Well, to find out, Chris and I are going to do a role play. Chris is going to come to me with something that's upset him, and I'm going to try and help. All we need now is Mohammed to kick us off. Mohammed? What's up, Chris?
I've got a problem at work. I've got a big project to hand in, and I don't have enough time, and that means I'm not getting
I think all you have to do is just make a bit more time. You know, there's lots of hours in the day, Chris. I think if you get up a little bit earlier, you can probably just get it all done. I mean, I have exactly the same problems for me.
Well, I don't think you have a problem quite like this. I mean,
I'll tell you what, I've barely been sleeping.
But I'm trying to talk about my problem, so I don't.
It's been great talking to you, Chris, but I have things to do. Who thinks I did an absolutely brilliant job helping Dr. Chris? Oh. Clearly I didn't do a fantastic job. So talk to me about what I did wrong and what I could do better.
Rather than interrupting you, he could have let you go through all your matters first. I think Dr. Xand was making it sound more like his problem rather than yours.
Does anyone think I did a good job of listening to Chris?
If someone confides in you, there are some really simple things you can do that will help. Time for this lot to give it a go.
I'm really worried about my exam and I feel like I haven't studied a lot.
Okay.
It's vital to listen. Letting the person talk is super important.
You usually can't solve the problem for the other person, but you can let them talk it through with you, get some stuff off their chest, and often that's enough to make them feel much, much better.
Try not to judge them or make them feel like they've done something wrong.
And if you feel out of your depth and you don't know what to do, you can always suggest they ask for help.
If you're unsure about what to do, you could ask your parents or any other trusted adult.
Okay.
What's amazing about listening to someone who confides in you is that it's much simpler than you'd think.
That's right. Just simply being there, listening without judgment to someone who's having a tough time can make a world of difference for them. Xand, do you feel more able to go and chat with Mini Xand now?
I do, Chris. I'm going to go and listen to him right now.
The next time you're feeling worried or stressed about something, try focusing on your breathing. Xand, here's what I want you to do. Shut your eyes, breathe in slowly through your nose, and breathe out slowly through your mouth. While you're breathing, try and draw your mind to the sensation of that air flowing in through your nose and then out through your mouth. It'll slow your heart rate down and you'll feel more calm, and all problems are easier to deal with when we're calm.
Today, today, I want to talk about stress. Does anybody have any stress-busting tools?
You can play calm music. I like to do yoga. You can meditate.
Great ideas. One type of meditation that I use is called mindfulness. Who wants to give mindfulness a go?
Sometimes the feelings we have can pile up on one another and we feel overwhelmed. Mindfulness helps you to organise that pile and work out what you're feeling at that moment and why.
A good exercise to help do this is balloon breaths. Close your eyes. I want you to imagine that you have a balloon in your belly. Every time you take a deep breath in, that balloon blows up. And every time you take a deep breath out, that balloon deflates. If your mind wanders, bring it back to your breathing. Now, I want everybody to slowly open their eyes. Well done! How was it for you?
I felt really calm. I felt like I was sleeping in my bed. I felt like I completely zoned out and I was in paradise.
Awesome!
Being aware of our body can help us understand the emotions we're feeling too. A brilliant exercise you can use is a body scan meditation.
We're going to scan our bodies with our minds. Think about your whole body. Start with your toes, then slowly work your way up, all the way until you reach your head. How does everything feel? Did you find any tension?
Here on my neck. I felt tension in the back of my neck and also in my legs a bit. My hands and my shoulders.
If you have any tension in your muscles, it could be a sign of stress. So why not give mindfulness a try?
There are loads of things that I'm grateful for. I love my friends, I've got a wonderful family, Xand and Ronks, and I've got a really interesting job. What are you grateful for?
Your brain stores positive and negative memories. This is controlled right here by your amygdala. But annoyingly, it stores the negative memories much faster than the good ones. In your brain, negative experiences are the fast train. They get stored in your long-term memory. But positive experiences take longer to get stored. They are the slow train. This happens because when our ancestors lived many years ago, there were lots of negative dangers, and being able to remember them was vital to survive.
Your brain is ready to respond to ancient threats, which is why it has a quicker, stronger response to negative thoughts.
But you can train it to focus on positive thoughts, which is what I'm going to do in today's experiment with some helpers.
I want you all to make a list of things that make you unhappy, and then I want you to make a list of things that make you happy. You can think about anything you want. It can be objects or relationships with people or things about yourself. Okay, everybody, pens down. Did you find it easier to write the unhappy thoughts or the happy thoughts?
The unhappy thought.
Did anyone else feel the same as B? Okay, so yeah, about half of you, maybe a little more. That's not unusual. Our brains store unhappy thoughts faster than happy ones. But there is a way we can fix this. We're going to be using something called a gratitude jar. Does anyone know what this is?
No.
A gratitude jar is simply a jar you can decorate however you like.
And a cheerful thing to have in your room or classroom.
Next, get lots of bits of paper and on each one, write down something that makes you happy. Then fill your jar with these positive thoughts. The idea is that whenever you're feeling down, you reach into the jar and pull out one of those thoughts.
And it'll remind you of something you feel really grateful for.
Let's see what makes this lot happy.
Seeing my cat Coco. Motocross. Cuddling my dog Frank.
Amazing memories.
So there you have it. Making a gratitude jar can help move those positive thoughts into your long-term memory much quicker. Take that, amygdala. It's a brilliant project to do with your friends and family. Why don't you have a try? Who got something positive out of the gratitude jar?
Me!
Me too!